Welcome to Vent, Rebuild, or Focus podcast. I'm your host, Fat Boy Reckless. I have the one and only Wolf.
What it do?
I have the legend, Mr. Bernard Page, with us. Understand?
Yo, what's up?
Finally, it's been a long time coming, Page.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'm grateful that you're on the platform. Understand?
Yeah, it's an honor, bro.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm saying king to another king.
The talented Tim. Understand? The talented
That's
Tim.
right. That's right. W.E.B. Du Bois.
Right. Understand? So this is the Rebuild series, and we have a pressing matter. Understand? It's a pandemic that goes on in the community, and it has no viewership. It's overlooked. It's downplayed. However, we're gonna bring it to the forefront, and we're gonna thoroughly attack this pandemic because it has to be said.
Right. Yeah.
And what is this? Men settling.
That's right.
Right.
We don't talk about this.
Well,
That's right.
we got to dive into this one.
What are your viewpoints on men settling, just from any standpoint?
Well, I mean, it's just like you said. It's a pandemic. You know, especially for brothers. You know, that look like ourselves, constantly settling, man, and all type of facets of their life, from relationships with the women that they meet, to their careers, to their diet, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Do you think that's systematically, or is something that we gravitated towards settling? Like we're like a self-destruct mode, and we just settle for the whatever we could get or whatever we could have, and not having a mindset of, hey, no, we need the best.
Well, I think it's both. Systematically, we were programmed to settle. We know if you go back to the plantation, the slave master instilled certain things into the black man that caused him to take on a settling type of mindset. And this day and age, we continue to gravitate towards settling, probably because of things like our culture. And probably the biggest thing in my mind that stands out is the religious convictions that are in our culture that cause us to settle as men.
That's good.
That's well stated. Right there. The religious schisms are so plentiful, and the rubric be so high. It's like, I can never meet these metrics. Of course, I'm gonna settle. Understand? Why? How can I strive for such a perfection that's a rubric, but they're not doing it.
Right.
But they try to have a standard for others. Understand? Yeah, so that's wild.
Right. It's all part of learning. I mean, whatever you learn, you adapt to what you learn to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may learn, oh, well, I want a good high quality woman, but you're always attracting low quality women.
True.
So it's like you gotta know what you want, stand on what you want, and go get what you want.
That's a good point. Standing on what you want.
Yeah, because at any given moment it could bend. The ground can crack, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my personal life, man, I oversettled. and I beat myself up sometimes about that because I know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're going through life, man, you kind of just stick into your little realm, or like a turtle in the shell, you go back into your shell.
But you,
So,
let me, so,
Right.
so Wolf, you said you oversettle sometimes?
yeah, I oversell,
So
man.
what you mean?
Like example, like I know she's cheating, but I'm still dealing with it. Like I still come home to you, but I know that you cheat.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Like anybody wouldn't just go back home, man. Like I've been getting my stuff trying to move out, but I was settling.
right.
So it's like, okay, I'm settling for measures that I know that I don't even. I'm like, once again, I'm not standing on what I need. You know what I'm saying? I'm settling.
True.
So you had to learn. Like, well, I had to learn.
let me ask you a question. In retrospect, what was the metric that you settled for? Like, what was the circumstances that you had to settle? Knowing she's cheating, that's an unsettling moment, right?
Yeah.
Was your circumstance bad to where it's like, I have to accept this because I got to get through this? Or like, what was it?
My mind was stuck. And by my mind being stuck, I can, there's no excuse. It was just, it's like you put a life on pause. Like, dang, like, okay, I know you cheating. If I go out and cheat, that ain't gonna make it right. If you don't cheat, then I'm gonna feel some type of way, like you got one up on me. But in our nationality, like I said, communication and understanding is the key to life. So if you don't have that, who you occupying with or who you dealing with, you're going to settle for a lot of things that you normally wouldn't settle for. Whether if you got the money or you don't have the money. You feel what I'm saying? Like I took care of 4 or 5 different households. That's hard for a man that's just making regular money. But when you have more than one income come in, maybe possibly you can do it. Maybe possibly you can't.
True.
You feel what I'm saying? So, it's just, man, I'm about to be 40 next month. I ain't settling for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that's the individual, that's family, that's anything outside of what me and God got going on.
Word.
Selling is not a question, man.
Word.
Mr. Bernard, have in the history of living, have you ever had to settle in your life? And what is your viewpoints to date on settling? Like,
Well, I think all Black men at some point in their life has had to settle. I myself have had to settle. That's why this topic hits so close to home, because I can relate to having to settle. I've had to settle for jobs that, the pay wasn't nothing. Part of that was I was part of the problem, because at that time I had no skill set. So I had to settle for something. So what I did to change that narrative, I went out and got me some skills. You know what I mean? So now I don't have to settle in that area for,
that's right.
minuscule amount of money, because now, I have a skill set that can command a better pay. So outside of that, I've settled, with different women that I've met younger in my life, where she might have been really good looking, may have had a really nice body, but her attitude was garbage, and because of just the physical attraction, I settled for that
That's a great.
garbage attitude and that incompatibility, So yeah, I too have had to settle before.
I think the one you just stated, as far as on the relationship realm, I'm willing to say that's 85% of settling. You got the bad body, you got the beautiful look, but that attitude is atrocious.
Right.
However, we're willing to go through it because of the biology and the makeup of the female.
Right.
and our peace is in shambles. Our tranquility is nowhere to be found.
Peace is everything.
Yeah,
Right.
and peace is everything. That's why in today's time it's chemistry over biology for me. Because I can't settle for the body no more.
True.
It takes a toll. Like the body is great. It looks great.
Right. True.
We just being honest. But the chemistry is gonna give you that inner peace.
Oh, that's a fact.
That's what we strive for.
That's what you want. That's what's gonna make it long term. The peace.
True.
You know what I mean? Not the victory and the arguing, the fighting. Not the you going in debt and declining. Like in my situation, I was declining, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm gonna tell you another thing. I was the type of man in my situation that I used to have. I just wanted to see the kids get grown once I knew that this wasn't gonna work. Once I woke up and looked in the mirror to know that, okay, this ain't gonna work. A guy showing me all these signs, I'm ignoring them, sweeping it up under the rug. It hit you different, man. Like if you want to see some men, because these were two men, become grown. So once I had got to that state of mind, now I can vacate. I can go on with my life because I did my part. You know, it was a long time, but it was a short time. So
I'll tell you something just to chime.
thank God for it.
Yeah, I'll tell you something to chime in on that though, Wolf. As far as a lot of brothers are settling because of their children in the equation, and child support or the threat of child support will make one settle and deal with or tolerate a woman that, you know, you're not compatible with, you no longer want to be with, but because of the threat of child support and how it cripples a man, especially a black man, where the scales of income are already disproportionately tilted, you know, against him, he'll settle for this woman and continue to deal with her crap because of the threat of, you know, the child support, and also the threat of not being able to be in his children's lives actively like he wants to be, and maybe like he may have not had growing up. So, you know, there's some factors, man. There's a lot of factors why brothers be settling, you know?
Look, the terminology came to my mind, or the expression, it's cheaper to keep her. And that is a settling narrative, is a settling mentality, and it's a settling expression.
I mean, it definitely is. And that statement became like a household thing in the black community. You know, it was coined by the late Johnny Taylor in one of his songs, one of his many hits. And I remember growing up, you know, visiting my grandparents in the South, and, you know, hearing all the Southern music, the soul music, and hearing songs like that. And though they weren't just songs, that was a part of the culture. You know, that was a part of the culture. But I remember, you know, because you brought up that nostalgia, my grandmother told me when I was probably about 19 years old, she said, Bernard, she said, a man don't have to settle for a ready-made family anymore. Because my grandmother came out of an era where men customarily took on women that had multiple children. It was just customary, you know. One of my grandmother's husbands, you know, came into the situation where, you know, 7 of the children wasn't his, not even one. You know, he knew that coming in, though, you know. He met her, she already had that many children, but that was common, especially, you know, in the black community, whether you were in the South or whether you were up north or out west. that was just common if you go back 40, 50, 60 years ago. But my grandmother told me at the age of 19, she said, baby, a man don't have to settle for a ready-made family no more. And I never forgot that. So, you know, that's not to say that I haven't settled or dealt with women that had children. Of course I have. We all have, you know. That's just like, it's just like you meet a woman, you know, and you figure she got children. It's just like, how many? You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
but
It's very rare you come across a woman that you be like, oh, you ain't got no kids. Yeah, or not to just be trying to, you know, throw out, but you be like, oh, you a virgin? Oh, you know, you be like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got grandmamas now that's 27, 28. Like, I ain't never heard of that. Like, you a grandmama that young? Like, man, nah. Our grandmamas was at least 50 plus or more.
Finish though. Finish.
well, I mean, you know, I'll tell you another thing about brothers settling. I think some brothers find themselves in that type of compromise when they lack the ability to lead. Now, let me say this, you know, hats off to the sisters who are going to school, getting their education. I think the numbers show that, you know, you have more sisters getting bachelor's degrees or degrees than brothers, you know, on a percentage basis. So there are a lot of sisters that's out there, you know, putting in the work, educating themselves and carving out a place for themselves, you know, in this world. But, you know, she may meet a brother or a brother may meet her. And this brother, he may be disenfranchised because of incarceration, a previous incarceration, you know, where now, you know, he can't land a good job or he can't vote or, you know, he can't secure the housing, you know, because of, you know, background checks and all kind of other things that are set up to disenfranchise minorities and people of color. But anyway, he ends up meeting this woman who is on the road to, you know, doing better, you know, better than him. You know, she may have her own place, car. She may have a couple children or whatever. And, you know, he finds himself dealing with her, you know, simply because she's able to maneuver. She has a car, you know.
She's resourceful. She has resources.
Right. She has resources. She's able to, you know, just move about better than he could. But in the home front, they're not compatible. In the home front, you know, she's always bossing him around, you know, talking to him as if he was a child, you know, or having him babysitting her children. And so that brother finds himself in a real settling condition. You know what I mean? But brothers are dealing with that all the time, you know?
I've been through it. I know.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah, it's like another form of I'm gonna build you up and then I'm gonna tear you down in the midst.
Well, you know, some women don't want you happy unless your happiness lies in them.
Right. So let's stay right there real quick. So we have the situation to where the female is the breadwinner and the leader of the household. And you got the disgruntled guy, he's trying to get back, he's on his rebuild, right?
True.
And he's getting with the lady and she's demonstrative towards him. So during his rebuild, he sees, well, I'm gonna have to settle for chaos to try to get back on feet.
True.
Right? Yeah. That's the only settling I would accept in that situation. It's if she's taking I understand the chaos, but if we're taking inroads to get me back into society,
right?
Okay, That's a settle for my own part.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you're not, right, if you're just, I'm your sex slave, no,
Like,
we have to do something different. But
Right.
that's
yeah, because that gets played out. I have to admit.
because I want to be clear. Certain settles is for gain,
Right.
right?
Right.
It has to happen in life. Everything is not just handed to us.
True.
So, like we stated, in the history of man, sometimes you have to settle, but let the settle be of
Of a game.
reward,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
For don't put yourself in collateral with no reward,
Yeah, or decline.
or diminish yourself.
Yeah.
If I have to settle, it's for a greater purpose ahead.
Right.
And that's where I think a lot of men can screw settling because they settle for no advancement.
Yeah, and then they settle and become complacent.
Right.
They get stuck. Like
They
Wolf
get
was
stuck.
saying, they get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
And-
yeah, I agree. If there's a compromise or settling, it should be for gain, for the advancement of yourself, and it should be for a prescribed time. And
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
and that man should be taking the necessary steps to ensure that window of time he doesn't exceed. So,
Yes.
if he needs to get a car, then he needs to be working towards that. If he needs to get an education, a GED, high school diploma, a bachelor's degree, whatever he needs to get to get him out of that compromise, then he needs to be working diligently, to obtain that, so that settlement is short-lived and he doesn't get into a complacent, state of mind.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's fact.
That is the only settling I'm in agreement with.
True.
Any other settling, contact WeChat here so we could build the inner man up.
Right.
So we can not for real because we see it. It's prevalent. It's not talked about. You see guys on leashes.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Like the babysitting.
Nowadays you got a lot of men. They ain't even wearing the boxers in the house no more. And it's like that. It shouldn't be like that. There's no logical way a woman should be a dominator when you already the king, man.
You know what I realized though? A provider, right? Men are natural providers. That's what we like to do. And what I realized, that doesn't mean you're a leader.
True.
Right. So you gotta, and a lot, and I say this because a lot of men wrestle with leadership and providing. It's not synonymous, and they bring on settling and dissension among their situation because they feel, oh, I'm the leader because I'm the provider, and that's not always the case.
Not all the time, man.
Facts.
So, and just to the point of settling, we can't settle with old ideologies.
Yeah, you're right.
The man is such and such and such and such. We can't have those thoughts and those ideologies settle any longer. We have to optimize our learning. We have to unlearn and relearn.
Right. Yeah.
And you, you
Right.
definitely, that boy Reckless, man, you definitely right about that. And I'll tell you, man, another thing to add to that is that, with this society that we're in right now, the culture, that's a better way to say it. The culture that we're in right now, the direction of the Black culture, it's all about emasculating the man.
Absolutely.
The music from, you got a lot of women, musicians now, hats off to them, they making their money, but a lot of their platform is all about emasculating the man. you know, and a man has to realize, just like you said, to be a provider and a leader is two different things. You would hope to be both. You would hope to have that composition of both. But sometimes, some situations, you're either or, you know, but anytime that you're not the leader, then you can probably trace down where the woman has emasculated him, you know, in some shape, form, or fashion. I'll just give you an example of emasculating. You know, in the Black culture, if you don't come in, I don't know, if you don't come pick your kids up on the day or the time that you say you were coming to get them, you may have a sister say, well, you ain't no real man. Or if, you know, you don't buy her the purse or the thing that you promised to do to get her hair done, or you made her mad for something, her response to whatever it is that's displeasing that you done is to emasculate you and say, you ain't no man, or a real man would have, a real man with this, a real man with that, you know, and you have to be on the lookout for that type of assault against your emotional and your mental stability as a man, because it'll trap you, and it'll cause you to compromise and become complacent in dealing with women like that, or that woman herself, you know.
Absolutely. It's almost like a bribery tool.
Oh, it's definitely bribery. It's manipulation. It's all that.
Yes, it's like, because we try, and that's why I got to go back to the ideology of a man. There's no one set standard. Because from the history, it's like, all right, a man is this: change tire, change light,
Right.
brick meat.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not. No, it's so many avenues of man. A man could be vulnerable. It's okay.
Right.
A man can have emotional fortitude. It's okay.
Yeah, of course.
A man can be articulate and expressive. Right.
You're right. There's a thousand different ways you go about it.
The standard.
Motion detected in the front.
No. We don't know. We gotta optimize that viewpoint, and a lot of men try to uphold that standard
and then get nowhere. But either to the grave or to the you know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't make no sense. Yeah.
So then when the emasculation comes, here it is. They could play into it now, because I'm trying to live up to this standard that's really a mirage. Because there's so many more avenues of a man. I'm trying to live up to this one that I was raised on. And here it is, the female, she's dangling this one over me, because that's what I'm striving to be. But that it's whitewashed.
Right.
Yeah, true. Yeah, right. And I think a lot of sisters have just mastered the ability to dangle that main one over the head of brothers. But that's why, you know, a brother has to, you know, you have to really know yourself, and you can't let man nor woman validate your manhood or who you are.
That's right.
You know, people can't validate you or discredit you or disqualify you. You know, you're man still. Whether you late to pick up your kids, you're still man. Whether you didn't buy her the shoes, you're still man. No matter what, you're still man. It's an inalienable right. It can't be alienated from you. It's given to you by God. So it's not validated by a woman or disqualified by what you don't do. You know, you can be a sorry man, but you still man.
No, for real. No, fact. That's a fact. And I think that I go through that, right? I go through that. It's like, yo, I missed the haircut. Oh my God, I'm the worst person in the world. I missed the haircut.
Yeah.
Oh my youngin. Oh my God.
Right.
It's like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
stop it.
And see, and so
that negate. But you know, women like that, man. You know, first of all, I tell all my people, man, you have to really truly be mindful of who you have a child with.
I mean,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I mean, of course, you're not gonna know who you have a baby with until you go through
Right, right.
real life.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, I don't care how much money you got, man. I don't care what type of job you have. At the end of the day, it's important to be involved in all your children's lives, regardless of the status of who you had the baby by, man.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like personally with me, I would go back and throw everything in the water to raise my child.
Right. Word.
Swear to God.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
Because
No doubt.
I'm trying to help bring him into the world. So due to my situation, I have to go through the measures of what I'm going through. But just like my brother, man, when I sit there, every day Father's Day with him. You know what I mean? Every day they birthday.
That's right.
Oh, come on.
You know what I mean? Because this is what I see, man. You know, a woman, and then I see what he goes through with who he's dealing with. But anyway, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's not fair to the man to have to dish out money this way, and I'm in the house.
Yeah.
Now I got the white man telling me, "Oh, you got to pay X amount of wild dollars." But wait a minute, I'm in the house with them.
Yeah.
So you tell me I gotta reroute my money this way in
know.
order to still do what I'm already doing?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So it makes me look at the woman totally different.
I'm gonna say this, and back to the point of settling, right? And this is in the space I was in at that time. I'm still accountable for the people I chose to bring into my life.
True.
Understand? So, and that's why I say it's important and it's imperative that we don't put our lives in collateral for against our future, because here it is. I was at a point to where I may have very well settled, and 5 years down the line, here comes the reward, whether it's negative or positive. This is the reward of that situation. This is the reward of that settling mentality that I had. So that, like the message, be mindful of your settlement. If the reward is for you, okay. But if it's against you, let's go ahead and audit that settle. Because in retrospect, I settled.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to go through whatever the settlement entails.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it is what it is.
Yeah. Especially when you have nothing but just time with that individual.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you go ahead and have eyes with them, then you can. It'll be way more easier to go the opposite way.
Yeah. You know, it's just like you said, though, you know, we have to be accountable for our actions. Some of our actions will put us in situations or predicaments that last far longer than we expected. You know, so yeah, you know, and it'll cause you to be in a compromise or a settled position for, you know, way longer than what you want to, you know, be in.
Right.
But you have to be, you know, you have to give an account for what you did or who you did it with, you know what I mean, or whatever. So, yeah, but so, you know, in being a man, you know, we have to be accountable for our actions, and our actions will cause us sometimes to have to settle for things that we don't like, you know, or just not working for us any longer. So, you know, we just have to be mindful about that, man, and be careful I know for me, I have to be careful, with just, dealing with, women, you know what I mean? Because, and I think that's a big thing, with men, our age, in good health, women are just intertwined, or one woman is intertwined in your life, because you're at that age of, just health and rigor and, reproductiveness. So, man, we have to just make sure, man, that, whoever we're dealing with, that, we're not settling in dealing with her, and that we're not settling even in, not just in relationships, but not settling in our finances, where, you got the strength to go and, work another hour, but you're like, who cares? Forget it, or, you not settling in your diet. You're in the store, you're in the grocery store shopping for groceries, and you only got $100 to spend, but you're on the aisle with the top ramen noodles. You know what I mean? Straight sodium and carbs, all day. And it's like, man, I can get 20 of these and eat for 10 days, eat 2 of them a day or whatever. Or I can get me some more nutritious and then maybe have to fast a day or two or something, you know what I mean? Or fast a meal. But it's for the betterment instead of settling for the noodles, get something better for your body, for your temple. So, that's my whole point. Just, so many ways that Black men be settling. And we, we got to be mindful of that. We have to be thinking, am I settling right here? Can I afford to buy, the 100% juice, or do I got to get the Grape-A-Co? No, and no pun, no shade on the Grape-A-Co, but I mean, come on, man. Let's get some juice now, or some water, or something, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some tea.
To reiterate that message, is no shade on whatever your preference of eating is.
Right.
However, we're just trying to further if you could do better, do better.
Don't settle.
It's aspect of life.
Any aspect.
Don't settle.
If you can go the extra mile, go the extra mile.
Right.
I gave we was talking, and I was telling you the guy at my job, and he was like, well, I'm not gonna do too much because I'm a temp. And I'm like, no, you need to put your best foot forward, so you won't be in a temp position all your life.
Right.
Just like last night, I was working with a guy. I told him, man, you can run, because you ain't have to work with me and be playing. I don't care who you is, how old you are. I don't play when it comes to work.
Yeah.
So either we're gonna do it together and we get this money together, or we're gonna do this together. I ain't tired, you ain't tired, or you can roll, because I'm 2 people.
No doubt.
And this is a timely topic too, because I know we've talked about this topic ways ago, understand? And for it to come to manifestation is beautiful, because it also lets me know, and it reassures me that there's no more settling in day-to-day activities.
Yeah, man, we have to cut it out.
We got to cut it out.
Just got to cut it out, man.
We can maximize a lot.
Yeah.
And get a lot done.
Yeah, we gotta put in, 100% all the time.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, hey, fam. I'm trying to find a way to make way more money and do less work, like, bro.
I mean, that should be everybody's objective,
right?
To get more for less, but it takes some work to get to that point, You look at a lot of people. I think social media really has us kind of like bamboozled, or has the younger generation bamboozled about the work ethic, of working hard, putting the work in, and doing it consistently for years
Right.
until, things shift and, your ship comes in and now you ain't got to work as hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, there's a misconception that, hey, I just woke up this morning and I'm supposed to have it like that, boy, reckless. Nah,
Look, they want it faster than popcorn.
you know what I mean? And so, everybody is settling on this whole, I'm going to be a, social media sensation overnight, and they're not willing to put the work in that's required,
Right.
and it just don't work like that, man. And so, we can't find ourselves in a complacent or settling stance. We need to be pushing, man, and try to improve, in area of our lives. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's
It
it.
ain't for real. I mean, at the end of the day, you'll never learn anything if it's given to you. You know what I'm saying? You would rather sit down and open up the book than to already go to the last page of the book and not really even know what the book even talking about.
Well, see, people nowadays,
I
man.
work with people daily, man, that just want to check, but don't. Every time you see them, they in the bathroom. Every time you see them, they then disappear. And it's not fair to the people that, like us, that how we didn't every year we're fighting to get our numbers higher and higher than what they're worth, so we can advance further in life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
you don't want to
we
just
should be
settle
able
for
to
where
go
you
in.
are. You don't want to settle
Right.
for where you are. There's always another level. There's always elevation, There's another notch above the one that you're at,
Always.
So, yeah, let's not settle, man.
Right.
We definitely the Bible says not to be unevenly yoked in relationships.
That's right.
So with that, let's put the best foot forward. Let's be unsettling in our lives. Let's be unsettling,
Right.
and definitely not complacent. We spoke about complacent with Kevin. You could adapt, but never conform.
Right.
True.
Yeah. You right. Yeah. So we blend out here as well.
Any closing remarks?
Hey, man, just, keep pushing, say your prayers, keep pushing, keep believing, God is faithful.
That's right. Live life, love life, pursue happiness fearlessly.
Yeah. Love your neighbor. You know what I mean? Treat people according to how you want to be treated.
True.
But at the end of the day, tomorrow's not promised to anyone. Love yourself.
This is the rebuild.
Peace out.